Howdy friends, and welcome back to Toybox Nostalgia. I'm Douglas, and in this video we have something very special. I've never done this before, I don't think. We are going to be opening up 2 action figures. That's right, my friends, tonight I have the absolute brand new 2024 Mattel Creations exclusive He-Man and the Masters of the Universe cartoon collection, Too Bad. Look at this artwork, right? And I had to jump through a lot of hoops to get this. At retail price, that is. Very crazy. But this box contains 2 action figures that can be put together. And it's something I don't think I've ever seen before in a Masters of the Universe action figure. So yeah, we have Tuvar and Baddrah, right? Who became Too Bad. You know, everybody knows who Too Bad is if you're a Masters of the Universe fan, right? Though you have to give him credit. Too Bad was really good at driving the Roton for some reason. But that's it. That's all Too Bad was. And this is based off of an episode called The Ancient Mirror of Avatar, because it comes with the Ancient Mirror of Avatar, which is just a mirror with a talking face in it that contains all of the knowledge of the ancient civilization of Avatar, including magic. So, you know, Evil Lyn and Too Bad really want to get their hands on this. It's kind of funny because Trapjaw actually dresses up like a pirate to sneak onto a ship. He's got a fake beard over his Trapjaw and everything. Just this is crazy. The episode is insanely boring, and Too Bad is only shown with Evil Lyn, from afar, standing over what looks like a Microsoft Surface, talking to Trapjaw, who's on a pirate ship, right? Anyways, I'm very excited to get this open. The hoops that I had to jump through to get this are nuts. I was one of those fools that pre-ordered. Again, I don't know why I keep pre-ordering stuff if I can't have it. I don't get it. I pre-ordered this and one for a friend, and I started to see them show up on YouTube and people saying they got them from Mattel Creations, and I'm thinking to myself, where's mine? So I emailed them and I'm like, hey, what's the status on my order, right? I hope that you have a nice day is how I ended it. I was very nice. And the message that I got back was, we've successfully canceled your order. Anyways, I fought them on it. Yeah, and so I won, and I got it. So I get to open it up here with you and add it to the crazy cartoon collection you see behind me. This is my favorite action figure set. I'm not going to miss out on a piece of it just because it was an SDCC exclusive. Another thing I'd like to mention is we're on the road to 1,000 followers, something I never thought that I'd be able to do. And I'm very excited about this, and thank you so much for your support. For me to give back to you, I figure I'm going to start doing giveaways, and I'm going to give away a very, very large box of toys. Brand new in the box, each one. Once we get to 1,000. I'm going to do a big giveaway, and I'll make another video about it with the rules and everything, but this is so cool. This is awesome. And it also helps me because I can free this room up that's getting really... I feel claustrophobic in this room. I need to start opening this stuff. So thank you so much to my subscribers, and stay tuned for the giveaway. I'm very excited about this. I can't wait to show you all what's being given away because it's awesome. On that note, if you're new to Toybox Nostalgia, you'd love to see more content like this show up into your YouTube newsfeed, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It truly helps out the channel. If you enjoy the content of this video, if you're just a fan of Too Bad or the Filmation series of He-Man and Masters of the Universe, or you just like Toybox Nostalgia, give me a thumbs up. I'd love you so much forever for it. It takes a second. You know, these things take hours to make. Drop a comment below letting me know what you think of the absolutely hard to get Tuvar and Baddrah from Mattel Creations. Did you get this? Did you have the same experience as me? Have you had the same experience as me with anything else Mattel related? Or is it just me? Thank you so much for watching, my friends. Give me 10 seconds to set all this stuff up here, and I'm going to catch you after this quick break. Okay, my friends, before we begin, just want to mention this did in fact come in a shipping box from Mattel Creations. Very cool. Also, I'd like to mention is that this episode that this is based off of, I'm gonna be honest with you, it was so boring. Even the people in the show kept saying how bored they were, and they were all falling asleep. So it was a pretty boring one, though I'm still insanely excited to have Too Bad. Like, this is awesome. This is the comic book, and in the shipping box, this was just laying up here on the top when I opened it up. So this packaging, right? I thought the V-Friends packaging was absolutely stunning. This is a masterpiece. This is absolutely a perfect craft. This came from Mattel, and it's limited. Like, why don't they just make enough for their fans to have them? I don't understand it. It was so hard to get this damn thing. But on the front, we have this beautiful, beautiful piece of plastic. It's like a sleeve, as you see right here. The whole sleeve is just covered in artwork, right? I don't even know how I'm going to show this in the video. Like, there's a lot of glare, and I apologize for that. Let's just zoom in a little bit, and you could take a look at this. This is the mirror of Avatar. Like, take a look at that, right? It says Too Bad on the mirror. It says Cartoon Collection at the bottom. It is incredibly sharp and looks like it was hand painted. Over here on the side, we can see that Baddrah is saying, "Shut big trap before I shut trap for you." On the back, we see Baddrah and Tuvar's faces saying, "I'm the brains behind the brawn." Look at this. It's so cool. And it's like, it's translucent, but it's not translucent. Anyways, I'm going to zoom in on this in case you would like to pause this and read this. 2023 Mattel, right? And over here we have Tuvar, and he's saying, "This is all your fault." They did blame each other for like everything all the time. That's what I remember specifically. I think Skeletor put the spell on Baddrah and Tuvar as like some sort of humoristic joke, or just honestly for entertainment purposes, because watching these two bicker is honestly really funny. So I'm going to take this out of the sleeve, and I'm going to show you that this is in fact two action figure boxes right here. Look at how beautiful this is, right? The plastic, look at that print on the plastic as Skeletor is casting the spell, which combined Tuvar and Baddrah. That's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And they're separate pieces. And you could see the lightning wrapping around the sides of that. This is like a book, right? Wait a minute. Are there magnets in here? But we can see the action figures clearly. We can see that Tuvar comes with the extra abdomen piece right there. The whole buck right there with the two pegs for the heads on them once they're combined. And then we see Baddrah over here comes with the actual mirror of Avatar, which looks exactly like it did in the cartoon. Like, Mattel nailed it. It nailed everything. But I'm going to zoom in on these two parts in case you would like to pause it and read it about Tuvar and Baddrah. The paint is really cool. It looks like it was on a canvas almost, and somebody like painted it all black and then took a paintbrush and dipped it into, you know, purple acrylic paint maybe, and just dabbed it all over. It's got like that wash look to it, like those jeans from the 1980s, right? So this artwork on this side is them together, but the cool part about this is, as we see, it separates to the characters on the back of the box. Look at that. This is crazy. There's no magnet here, I don't think, on this artwork. We have Skeletor at the top casting the spell and the magic from his Havoc staff that combines Tuvar and Baddrah right here in this cave, right? Look at this. This is crap. Why do like this, the parts of the cave look like there's teeth? Just so cool. It says Cartoon Collection here at the top right. Down at the bottom, we have the Mattel logo. And then at the actual bottom, we have credits. And this is another thing I don't think I've ever seen from Mattel before. So I'm going to zoom in on this so that you can pause it if you'd like to read it. There's the special thanks. And here are the credits. Take a look at that. These are two boxes, but they have these clear pieces, I believe, that just come out like the V-Friends package. If you got the V-Friends package, this is very similar. As you can see, the tab up here at the top, this is super cool. Like, the fact that this is clear means that we can use this in toy photos if we wanted to have the Havoc staff actually, you know, casting the magic spell. And, you know, any glare that's on it, you just have to avoid glare with lighting. And if you can't, you have to Photoshop it out. But yeah, look, here's the action figure, one of them. So we see here Baddrah. Look how cool Baddrah looks. And he's in a bubble. And he's got his accessory in the back in a separate bubble. I do see tape and a bunch of bands, so we're going to have to cut that out here in a second. But let's remove this piece right here from Tuvar. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. And it's really, really clear. Like there's no blemishes on it anywhere. And the actual paint, look at the paint. It's razor sharp on both of them. This is absolutely gorgeous. This is stunning. Like, this is art, right? I love this. We have another bubble right here with Tuvar in it, and we could see that badass looking buck right there. That is huge. And it's so cool to be able to remove legs and put legs on this. I can't wait to see how that action feature plays out, because I've seen that barbell in there a bunch of times. We've seen it. We just saw it with Clawful, right? But I've never, like, seen it without legs attached to it. Like, that's nuts. Anyways, I don't think it, like, anything else comes out here. Maybe it does. If you take it apart, like if you cut tape, maybe there's some tape up here at the top. Maybe you could get this stuff out of here, but I don't think there's anything else. I'd love to see if there was some sort of magnet, or if that was like my mind playing tricks on me. It's like snapping and staying. Look, without the action figure, look at that. How's it doing that if there aren't like magnets or something? Unless this piece of card, no, it doesn't make sense. It's staying, right? But I don't see any magnets in it. I just looked in the seam. I'm losing my mind. So here we have our action figures here. Let me light this up a little more here with some extra light. Move this kind of this way. Okay, so we have Tuvar, we have Baddrah, and we have our comic book. Let's take a look at the easiest part, the comic book first. The coolest part about this comic book is that it's got two fronts. Here it is, my friends, Hostile Convergence, and it is in fact a comic book. It has a lot of pages. And you flip it over, and boom, you have another side. Look at the artwork. Like, take a look at that. That's incredible, right? Absolutely beautiful. Like, Mattel's artists have really, really stepped it up, and I absolutely admire that. So I'm going to flip through this and kind of zoom in, try to avoid glare in case you would like to pause and read it. Whoa. Wow, that's the first time I've ever seen that. Take a look at that, right? Look at Skeletor. Like, the comic book art is incredible. It's absolutely outstanding on this. And when we flip the next page, this must be the center fold piece, I guess you could call it, you know, like, I don't know. But anyways, this is where the book flips upside down, and you're supposed to start, I guess, from here. I'm not sure which one you're supposed to read first, but okay, so this is definitely a lot. Like, this is a lot to read. I don't see it say part 1 or part 2. I'll have to go through it and read it after making this video, but this is absolutely what I wanted with all of this stuff. Like, this is incredible. All right, so as far as the action figures go, who shall we open first, right? I guess I'm gonna go with Baddrah because I like purple. Take a look at this, my friends. Look at how beautiful this looks, right? This is absolutely a piece of artwork, right? Wow, I see a lot of new stuff here, making me very excited. New boots, new gloves, obviously the new head, and the color choices. Look at the color of those eyes, right? Very cool. And then on the back, we have the ancient mirror of Avatar, right? Okay, my friends, here he is. Here's Baddrah, And this is how he was posed inside the plastic. That plastic bubble is toast, by the way. Unfortunately, there was a lot of bands. I think there were 4 total on this and 2 on this crazy picture of old man Andy Warhol, right? So we're going to take a look at the action figure details first. So we're taking a look here at Baddrah, who kind of looks like some sort of pig alien or warthog alien, or he just looks great, right? I love the head sculpt right here. The head sculpt looks very cartoony, and it's cut in a way where you can get good articulation, it looks like. I kind of wish that they put the black lines across the brow right there. You could kind of see the ridges there, and the colors that they used on the eyes, the actual eyeballs themselves. I don't know what color that is. It's almost like an extremely light pink. I love the teeth. I love the paint application. This looks absolutely fantastic. This sculpt looks straight up out of the cartoon. Like, to me, this is a perfect 3D manifestation of Baddrah from the Filmation series from the 1980s. So we definitely got a brand new piece of armor, as you see here, this orange piece right here, and it does in fact have a tab to come apart. Very cool. Let's go ahead and just take that off as we have it here. And we can take a look at what the action figure looks like without that. Definitely a super duper buff Masters of the Universe action figure. Very typical for this toy line and all of its past toy lines, right? Loads of muscles. Take a look right there. It says 2023 Mattel. I'm guessing this was a reused buck, most likely just cast in a different color of plastic. We do get the Masters of the Universe cartoon collection style, like biceps, shoulders, and arms, and the forearms, though this one seems like it's been cut, or this is a complete new sculpt right here with the same muscles used as a template, because that definitely looks very familiar. The glove looks fantastic. We have these really nice ridges right here and a big X, a repeating pattern going all the way around the glove. Very cool. I love the color. It's a bronze, like red color, and it's very shiny and shimmery, rather, kind of like metal. I love the color on the hand. Looks great. I really, really hope that Mattel gives us like a pack of hands with like hands like this, pointing hands, you know, hands like this. Yeah, for all the action figures, not just Skeletor. Anyways, the belt matches the gloves perfectly. Look at that. And we get that typical Masters of the Universe cartoon collection belt. Like, that's the typical belt that we saw in the Filmation animation series back in the day. Take a look at that loincloth, just plain black. And then the sculpting for the legs, we've seen that with pretty much every one of these action figures so far in the cartoon collection line, it seems. The boots are the same bronze color as the gloves. As you see here, they look absolutely killer. Like, these boots look like they're made out of metal. I love that. Take a look at that, right? Complete new sculpt. This is a crazy looking action figure. So for the color palette, we do have the yellow, we have the eggplant color of the skin, the bronze, black, and we also get the bright, shiny orange. This piece right here looks like it's like has car paint or something on it. There's definitely some sort of glitter in the plastic that's causing it to, you know, give off this really nice like bowling ball vibe. Look, there's an arrow. I guess that's pointing upwards so you don't put it upside down. And it's like really soft plastic. I don't think this is silicone. I'm pretty sure this might be just like really soft rubber. So you saw how I got it off. So it's just the same to get it on. Just go like this, and then we're just going to snap this here. But yeah, so that is all of the details of Baddrah. Let's move on to articulation. So now we're going to have Masters of the Universe Origins articulation. So it's going to be very typical of all of the other action figures that we've seen to date here on the channel from this toy line. We have a ball joint head. Take a look at that, obviously. And then this has loads of articulation. Look at that head tilt. This is like the most I've seen, I feel like, because he doesn't have hair and the sculpt is done really well. He could look down almost to his feet. Looking up, he could look up pretty well, pretty good. But we still have that ridge back there, as you see right there. That's going to press against the back of the neck, as we see right there. Moving down to the arms, we have Masters of the Universe Origins peg right there. And the peg is the same beautiful eggplant color as the skin. The peg hole points down towards the pelvis, so to put it back in, you just put it in there. It does have that beautiful hinge, so we can swivel on the peg, and we can move the arm up and down in the hinge or forward and to the side. Because there's no bicep cut, you can't really get his arm out to the side with the bicep facing straight up, but you could get pretty darn close. For a retail toy, I feel like that's good enough, honestly. The elbow right here is on a peg for sure. It's just, it doesn't remove, and it's got a hinge, as you see there, and it is in fact a ratcheting hinge. Moving down to the wrist, it's definitely on a peg, so you can swap out parts if you would like to, though I don't think I have any other hands that would match this color. But as you see there, the hinge goes into the palm, and that is the case for both sides. Down to the waist, we do have a swivel because this is Masters of the Universe Origin style peg right there. And it is cast in the black plastic that is essentially the whole entire pelvis. So now we know that the belt piece itself is painted. This color right here is just painted over the black. Moving down, we see that we do have that, that barbell style peg system in there for the pelvis and the legs where the thighs attach. So we get a really good range of articulation. Very cool. I didn't see any instructions in any of this, so I'm hoping I don't break it when I go to, put Too Bad together. Moving down to the knee, it's on a peg, but it doesn't remove. You could swivel 360, right? And you also have it hinged. So if you take a look there, we can see that hinge, and there's also a cut in the back of the thigh, so we can bring that muscular calf all the way up to the thigh right there. I know how to say words. I think I know how to say words. Anyways, moving down to the boots, right? So the whole shin and foot can move at the boot cut, because it's on a peg. Sorry, I'm just really excited. I love this. I'm very excited to have this action figure. So the boot has an L at the top, and we do have that Masters of the Universe Origin style leg peg, right? And then moving down to the foot, we have our typical rocker, as you see right there. So it's going to rock back and forth, and you can also see there's a hinge, so it moves like this. Loads of articulation, my friends, for this action figure. And I don't know, I'm hoping this is like their gold standard now, like that. The foot, that surprised me. I haven't felt a cartoon collection foot that had that much articulation and moved that smoothly before. Nothing is loose. The head's a little bit loose, but not too much. I don't think it's gonna, just fall apart, or I'm sorry, it's not gonna fall off, or it's not gonna change positions when you're going to take a photograph. It's not that bad. But the accessory, here we go, my friends. This is the Ancient Mirror of Avatar. It's cast in a beautiful gold plastic that truly looks like gold to the eye in person. The amount of sculpting that went into this, I couldn't even imagine what those folks did. It has feet that look like some sort of beast feet with huge claws flipping over to the back. There's even, as you see here, art on the back of it. Like, they actually took that much attention to detail to put that back there. This piece right here is a lenticular, picture. As you see here, it can actually move whenever you look at it from the sides. This is awesome. This truly is awesome. With these feet, I have no doubt this is going to stand perfectly. Let's move on to Tuvar. Here's Tuvar, my friends, in the package right here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut all of these bands right here. So here he is, my friends, Tuvar out of the package. This was the crazy position that he was placed in the package in, well, give or take a little bit. But yeah, you can just tell this dude looks absolutely stunning in person. I love this color. I think this is the first time we got anything in the cartoon collection this color, right? The range of colors the cartoon collection brings to us is perfect, in my opinion. Anyways, let's begin by taking a look at Tuvar's details, my friends. Look at that head sculpt right there. Look at his head, right? Looks like something out of Star Trek, like with these ridges up here. And these really awesome ears. Look at his ears. They're sculpted all the way, like the tips all the way up. His eyebrows look fantastic. His eyes look great. The expression on his face is Perfect. We have a new piece of armor right here. Very cool. And it does have clips on it. Like, I don't know why the Clawful one didn't have any type of removal system. That was kind of strange to me. But yeah, I'm going to take this off for now. We can take a look at what he looks like without the armor on. And as we see here, we have a typical Masters of the Universe Cartoon Collection buck. Very, very cool. We have the typical Masters of the Universe Cartoon Collection shoulders and arms, biceps, everything here, and even the forearm, as you see there, is the same sculpt. It just kind of stops because the glove, this massive glove, is part of the sculpt. And then moving down to the hands, you know, you have that beautiful silver color. It truly looks silver in person. So one looks bronze and one looks silver, and we're talking about the gloves, the belt, and the boots. These are different boots from Baddrah's boots. These look like they could probably be used for Roboto's boots, right? They kind of look like they could be used for Roboto. Maybe that's some sort of hint that maybe Roboto will come to the cartoon collection. I would love that. Absolutely. But yeah, so he looks great. The silver looks awesome. 2023 Mattel. All of the muscles, super buff. I love the sculpting of the gauntlets. Look how big these rivets are in these gauntlets. It makes his arms look absolutely massive, right? And we have that cartoon collection style belt that we saw in the Filmation series on a lot of the characters. And we have that typical really nice loincloth just painted in, or it's just probably cast in black. And then the silver's painted on top. But yeah, the legs are the Masters of the Universe Cartoon Collection sculpted legs. So we do get that straight line. And I think I forgot to mention that also with Baddrah. It's the same way. Perfectly stand all the way up. Even legs together. Looks very good, right? Let's put this piece back on here. When I put this on, I'm just going to put it over Tuvar's head here. And I don't think there's an arrow inside here, but pretty, you know, self-explanatory that these, or pretty obvious rather, that these clips right here go onto the bottom. Very cool. This just looks fantastic in person. I love that sculpt. That is very cool. All right, so for articulation, again, Masters of the Universe Origins, right? So we have that ball joint right here. The ball joint doesn't itself is on like a joystick. It like moves, and you can move it like left and right, forward and back, and even at angles. And that's like that for most of the Masters of the Universe Cartoon Collection action figures. I think they're almost all like this. Moving up here, we do have a lot of tilt. Tons. Looking up, can't really look up very far at all. Like, that's pretty much it. Looking down, yeah, almost to his feet, right? Very good. Down to the arm, we have that same Masters of the Universe Origins style peg system, right? Take a look at that peg. Points down towards the pelvis, right? It's got that massive hinge in there. So we get a 360-degree swivel, and we also get the hinge. Very cool. Moving down to the elbow, it's on a peg that doesn't come out, and it swivels, and it's got that big hinge right there, right? So it can, you know, it could kind of bring it up to his face. You know, he's like exasperated, right? He's like, damn, I'm sick and tired of Skeletor beating the crap out of me, but it's always my fault, right? That's what he's thinking. Moving down to the waist, we have that peg at the waist. We see here, Masters of the Universe Origin style peg system for that waist. Break it in half. Moving down to the pelvis, we have that barbell system inside there. I don't know if you can see it. It's all dark. It's very dark down inside there, but we get a good range of articulation here from that. And because he can look down pretty well, he can see where he's kicking. Very awesome. Moving down to the knee, it's definitely, there's a peg here for the bottom half of the leg, but it doesn't come out. And we have, again, that hinge with the cut in the thigh so that the big muscular calf can kind of squeeze up into it. So you get a better range of articulation than you would have without that cut. Very smart on Mattel's behalf. Moving down to the boot, this does come apart because it's the, you know, swapping parts is like a thing here, right? We have an L on there for left. And then we see that typical Masters of the Universe Origin style peg. Very cool. I'm going to snap this back on. Down to the foot. Wow, this foot is moving so smoothly again, just like Baddrah's. Like, it's pretty crazy. We have a rocker, right? And then we have the super smooth hinge here at the foot. I'm seriously, like, I'm excited about that. I don't know why. But anyways, I don't know whose legs come off of which. but maybe they both do. As you see here, there's like large cutouts right here. It looks different to my eye, like in person, that maybe these can just come right off of. They can. So we see right there, take a look at that, my friends. This just comes right off. Let's see if it's like that for Tuvar. Absolutely it is. It has to be, right? See, there's like a huge cutout, like a large piece that's like cut out. So we see right there. Take a look at that. Very, very, oh my goodness. They put, is that on purpose? There's sculpting on the actual barbell. Take a look at that. Let me see if I can get some more light in here for you. There we go. There's sculpting on the actual ball joint in there. Why did they even consider doing that? Okay, moving on with the articulation. Let me pull this light back a little bit. We didn't go down here to take a look at this. This is definitely on a peg moving down to the elbow. It does have that nice hinge. It doesn't come apart though, but it ratchets. This hinge ratchets and we get that 360 spin. Moving down to the wrist, we can see that the hinge goes into the palm, and that is the case for both. Which is okay, you know, he won't be holding any swords up in the air anytime soon, you know. And then if I take this off, you can see the peg system is Masters of the Universe Origin style peg. And this is cast in an absolutely beautiful, shining silver color. Like this truly looks like it's metal. I love this action. I love both of these. Like these are incredible, and I need to put these together. Okay, there they are, my friends. There's Tuvar and Baddrah put together. Who becomes Too Bad? Now, they can't punch each other in the face. I don't think they can. They could get kind of close, but that's okay. The one thing I want to show off is this new buck system with the two heads. Very, very cool. Hey, maybe we could get some sort of modulock this way. I don't know. Very cool, but let's take a look at this piece of armor right here. Remove this. I'm just going to lift it over their heads. Probably should have taken their heads off. Would have been a little bit easier. There we go. Get it around Baddrah's ears. This is another piece of soft plastic. It doesn't say which way goes up, but it's probably obvious. The two heads go through these parts at the top. Take a look at that sculpt, though. Very soft and very shiny. Like it's seriously glittery. It's glittery orange and looks fantastic. Just like the other pieces of armor that we got with this set of amazing action figures, right? So this is what Too Bad looks like without the armor on. Of course, looks absolutely fantastic. And as far as the paint split goes down the center, I don't see a single flaw. It's painted perfectly. So let's take a look at size comparisons between the bucks. Look at that. How much bigger the one is on the right with the two necks and the two like head pegs. This is so cool. Look at the back. The back looks like it's sculpted the same. It just looks like somebody stretched it in some sort of 3D software or something before casting it. But this is, yeah, it's pretty darn close looking at it in person. We do lose a little bit of like details right there in the pecs at the top where we get that stretching of the muscles right there, as we see right there. We do lose a little bit of that, but that's okay. This is massive. Getting the legs off is super easy. If you need to get the legs off, you just kind of just pull on them, just like any other Masters of the Universe action figure where you could pull the legs off, which I don't know of any. So, but the one part that's weird to me is this arm right here going into this, like the large buck right here. I don't know if I can get it to do it again, but did you hear that? Like that was nuts. That really, really snaps in there. It's tight. Like this is all, like all these joints are very tight. There's nothing, like I said that these move smoothly, but that it's still tight. Like see, it's staying where it's supposed to go. Put this on, as you see here, it's just like this kind of flat peg system. Very cool. This is nuts. This is absolutely amazing. And this is definitely probably how I'm going to display him all the time. Just because this is Too Bad, right? I mean, I love the fact that we got them separated. Like that idea from Mattel was incredible. I don't know who thought of, you know, having two separate action figures and then making this buck, but it is genius to me. And this is another masterpiece. This is absolutely perfect to my eye. Looking at them, I can almost hear their stupid voices. Like these guys are boneheads. Yeah, I'm very excited about this. I would love to recommend this to you all, but I don't think that you could buy it anymore. I think Mattel only made, what, like 300 of them, I feel like, or something. I don't know. If they're going to start canceling people's orders, I don't know where I'm going to get this stuff, besides from scalper prices, but this is nuts. This is absolutely beautiful. Truly, if this ever goes back onto sale, Mattel, if you're listening, please start selling these again. Just start making more of these. People want these. And if Mattel decides to do that, I highly recommend picking this action figure up. It's totally worth the $50 cost. I mean, yeah, we get this really, really nice accessory right here, this Mirror of Avathon. Like, take a look at that. Like this, it's absolutely beautiful. It looks like real to me, right? And I know that's kind of a high price. You know, these action figures are what, like maybe 20 bucks each? But again, the packaging. You get like the most beautiful package in the world, and if you're an inbox collector, you can easily just squeeze these action figures back into the bubbles and put them back into the box. Anyways, this has been the Toy Box Nostalgia unboxing and review and super close look. The absolute brand new 2024 Mattel Creations exclusive of Tuvar and Baddrah, aka Too Bad. I hope that you enjoyed tonight's video. I hope that you enjoyed the rest of your week. My friends, thank you so much for sticking to the end and joining me tonight. I had an absolute blast opening up this action figure, and it looks absolutely incredible standing next to all of its cohorts in the Evil Warriors of Snake Mountain for Cartoon Collection. It's perfect. It's perfect. But I'd love to know what you think, so please drop a comment below letting me know what you think of this action figure. Did you get this action figure? If you did, please show me some toy photos. I would love to see them. Thank you again for watching, and remember, collect and shoot.